Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and it is time again for the hashtag 50 stack challenge. If you would like to participate in this challenge, just make sure you use the hashtag 50 stack challenge if you post anywhere on social media. That way it'll be easier to find so that I can check out what you're doing or watch your video. And I'm also putting the YouTube videos on a playlist in my playlist, and it's named the same thing, hashtag 50 stack challenge. So pop over there and check it out, because everybody's done just amazing guest checks, or they don't have to be guest checks. You can use envelopes, a piece of paper, receipts, whatever you'd like, because I just started it using guest checks because there were 50 in a stack, and I just thought that would be fun, but I didn't realize you couldn't get them everywhere. So anyhow, you can use whatever you want. You don't have to use guest checks. All right, so I'm going to draw. So what I do each week is I take 2 guest checks, and we are up to number 37 and 38. And I draw 2 prompts out of this bag. And then I use 1 prompt on guest check, 37, for example, and 1 on guest check 38. So last week, what I drew out of my little sack was yellow. So this is the guest check I made for yellow. And then this one was envelope window, and I made this guest check using the envelope window. As you can see, I've used other things with these items. You can use anything else that you want with the items. You just need to use the 1 prompt per guest check. Okay, that's the only rule. All right, so let's draw for 37, and you can see I just have all the little prompts in the bag. So we have, for 37 is flower, so I will need to use a flower and any other items I would like for guest check number 37. Okay, and then let me write that down on here, just to keep organized maybe. Okay, and then 38, oopsie, if I could write, will be, you guys, I'm such a dope, you watched me do it, right? How about number 37, not number flower? Wow, some days, I'm telling you, I get near by the day. All right, 38, that's because I was thinking of other things while I was doing that. All right, so we have a form. So any kind of form, like what are they called, ledgers, or just any kind of form that you would use, like legal form, however you want to say that. Okay, so we have number 38. All right, so for number 37 we have flower. For number 38 we have a form. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and I have a flower. I drew this flower this summer on my Procreate, so I just printed that out. And then I just have a piece of book page that has gesso on it. We'll use that. And I also have my abstract background page, one of those. It's this is the original, but the digital version is in my Etsy shop. Abstract backgrounds. So that's what that is, if you're wondering. And we're going to use a piece of that. And I think I'm just going to kind of do a collage on this one rather than any kind of pocket or anything. So I'm just going to take a piece of this and cover most of this, but obviously not all of it, because I do like to see the number. So let's just start by kind of getting the width right, hopefully. That kind of hurts me to use the original. I really liked how those came out, and so then I hoard them, because I don't want to use them. Like I can't, ever make them again or something, but whatever. I mean, it never will come out exactly the same, that's for sure. So anyways, how you all doing? I hope you're doing fabulous. I'm having a pretty good day. Just trucking along. Praying for spring to come soon. And I got a long ways to go, don't I? It's like it snowed again overnight, and so we have snow again. I really love the years when we don't get a whole lot of snow. Those are my favorite. But not this year. I mean, it's not a ton, like it's really just a little bit, but it's been pretty consistently a lot of mornings we've had snow, so. But that's good for our water, so that's what I just have to keep telling myself, so that in the spring, hopefully they won't be saying we're in a drought, because that's always interesting when that happens. And I'll probably save those bits in case I want to do something with them. Alright, so that's kind of what I'm looking at, and when I put this on here, I kind of feel like it goes away because of the black dots, but I love that. So I think what I'm going to do is use this sort of as a spot for it to pop out on a little more, but I think I'm going to put some gold watercolor on here because I think that'll just make it pop a little bit more. And we might go around the edges of the flower as well with some gold watercolor. You can hear Pasha grunting and snorting and being a goofball. He's playing around on stuff on with stuff on the floor. If I leave any paper down, he's always got to, you know, get in the middle of it, so, because that's what he does. I think I might just kind of go around the edge of this. And this is just a Paper Studio paint I got at Hobby Lobby, so it's nothing fancy, but it works fabulous. I love this gold, as you can see. I've practically used it up. Where's my little, I don't know where my little spray bottle is. Just want a little more in here so I can do some spatters. And then yes, I will pause and I'll get it dry and then we'll move on. Because that's how that works, right? And I'm going to do the edges of this too. If I can make sure I don't have it on my fingers and make fingerprints all over it. That would be typical. I could have used the gold ink too, but I mean, either way, it's going to have to dry. And I think I used this watercolor on the that page over there because the color's the same of the gold. I don't want it to get too thick, or, you know, on the flower so you can't really see the flower. So my husband went to the doctor today, hallelujah, because he was in agony. It has just been awful for him, and I feel so bad because he's not generally a, you know, big pain person, but, or in pain a lot. He has frozen shoulder syndrome, so, and probably gout in his elbow. So two great fun things to deal with. I think I might put that back there, so let's do that. That would give us a little drying time. I'll just set some of this stuff over to the side and hopefully it will dry. And I'll wipe this up. Okay. Since I had these forms, because I'm going to use those in the next, with the next thing, but I had these ones extra, so. They're just some photocopies of some pieces that I have in my stash. But I know there's loads of people on Etsy who have like French ephemera and all kinds of things that you can purchase from them. I did use these in my industrial add-on digital download, but they're kind of muted and stuff, like you don't see a lot of the detail like you do like that. But yeah, I know there's loads of people that sell those. if you're looking for something like that. And, you know, in reality, a guest check is a form. So I didn't even think about that. I was just writing stuff on little strips of paper that I could think of that, you know, people might have or use or whatever. So, yeah, that's a form. So you could use like another guest check or something, or a receipt. Any of those kind of things work. So don't think you have to go buy anything, because you just use something that you got, you know, kicking around that has that look, and that's fine. I'm not gonna call the form police or anything like that. Because I know not everybody's got, you know, a lot of people that are watching my channel are new, and welcome and thank you so much. And of course, welcome and thank you to my people who have followed me for a while. I appreciate you guys so much. But I know a lot of people are new, and you know, you just don't have a lot of stuff when you're first doing this. I mean, there's just so many things that people use, so I don't want you to feel like you have to have some specific thing, because just use what you got. Oh, you know what? I wanted to flip it the other way so it had, oh well, that's the way it's going. Okay, let's get this on there. Yeah, these were abstract sort of painting things that I did on coffee dyed paper. It was a lot of fun. I think it's almost been a year since I've done those. Maybe it was more in the spring, I don't know. But that all started with that challenge that Louisa Heinzel had. I can't remember what it was called, where you blindfolded yourself. All kinds of crazy prompts that she had for that. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, I didn't make these in that challenge, but that's what sort of got me inspired to make them, was one of the things that we did in that. Okay. There's that. Maybe we'll pause on guest check 37 for the moment and let that dry, and we'll just kind of start doing some stuff on the other one, on number 38. That way I don't have to keep pausing you guys all over the place. So this one is a form. We're using a form. And so I have one of those pieces from my stash that I just photocopied. And these are from 1886. Isn't that crazy? So I think what I want to do is something kind of like those pages that I've been doing for that winter journal, you know, the folded pages with the pocket in them. So I need to do a fold here, and then I'll figure out where the other fold is, because that's not that big of a deal. But let's get this one done. I could actually figure out what size of this we need first. I'll cut that with my cutter. Sorry, I know this has a cutter on it, but I don't love the cutter on that board. It's like, how many pieces of equipment do you need? Oh, way too many. So let's see, this is 8 1/4, but we need to cut the side off first before we measure that. And then we'll go, how do I want to do that? Because I don't want this little edge either. I need to flip it over. Sorry, sometimes these things stretch my brain power. It's not hard to do, I don't think. Okay, I need to cut the top part off, the white. Sorry if there's parts you can't see. It's really nothing exciting that I'm doing. This is the part I don't like about this cutter. They like to just push that paper down instead of cutting it sometimes. All right, and how wide is this? So just need like that much. So what we're going to do is basically the same thing we did on those pages for that winter journal. Yes, there is gold paint and a number of things on this. So you put your pages back to back. At least I find that's the easiest way. I don't know. You might have a better way. That's bigger, so I'll just trim that down. Thought I measured it, but apparently I didn't do a very good job. So I just need to put this on any line because it's all going to depend on the size of your forms, really. Then I'm going to need to fold it again. So how wide is that? It did matter. So 3 3/8. I really hate when I try to do these things and I stink at it. So 3 3/8 is there. What is that? It's not even, it's just going to have some extra. So I think I'm just going to fold it once I get an idea on here. Okay, so I'm going to make one of these into a pocket. It's probably going to be this middle one right here. So I need to make these the same size. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this part down entirely to that. So I'm going to cover the whole back of that portion with glue. And then I'll trim this down once, you know, I get it where I want it. I'm just going to come right up to the corner here and the edge. So that whole portion will be glued together. And then we're going to fold it at the fold. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then this little bit that's left over is just going to get folded over. And I really need to even this up. It's really wonky. But I'll figure that out in a minute. Okay, so I think I'm just going to take my cutter and even it up, because I did a real poor job of that. I'm sure there's a million easier ways to do this. So if you have them, go for it. So now we have just this section is glued together. I want to turn this middle part into a pocket, and then this will just be glued together because it's just sort of an extra. So what we need to figure out is what we want, like what do we want to see on the front. And I think I want it this way, so that means this fold's going to have to go this way, which is probably better to wait until it's all the way dry, as we all have talked about, because see, now I've got that fold. I guess it might be going this way. It's always tricky when you're doing these. And this could come out like that. And that is still just way off. Okay, I need my scissors. I don't like that one as much for the front. I kind of have this directional thing too, where I feel like everything needs to be attached over here. I don't know. It's weird. So when stuff, you know, is the way it's folded or whatever, it needs to be attached on this side. I just feel totally backwards. I don't know if that's just me, or, I mean, it kind of makes sense as far as how we read and everything, but it is just one of my weird things that I can't seem to get over. Okay, so we can do two things here. We can make a tuck pocket here, and we can have a pocket in this part here. So I think I will go ahead and do that. I'm going to ink that. Is that touching that? So this is a lot like the pages that I've been doing in those goofy little flip out journals. It's sort of the same concept, just smaller version of it. But it is kind of nice because you do get like a double thickness, so it makes sure, you know, paper's a little stronger and all that. Okay, and obviously they're not like too thick to use because it's just two pieces of paper. I need to kind of fix this because it's going to be weird. Okay, and then I have this kid that I think I'm going to put on here with his dog. But let's get this pocket together how we want it. So this middle pocket we'll just glue around here like that. And like I said, I've got multiple projects going on, so I have stuff everywhere. It's the bomb hit, this place. It's always this way at this time of the year around here. Or my craft room. The rest of my house is clean. Just the craft room looks like a bomb hit it. I know y'all can relate because I see the pictures and hear the stories, so. I mean, there are some that are super like organized and keep it all neat and tidy. I don't know how they do that. I've never been able to do that when I craft, unfortunately. I'm always amazed at those people, like, wow, you are seriously together. Okay, so now I have that opening in the middle, and then I'm just going to glue this together. That's all ready, so we'll put a thumb notch in that so we know that it's a pocket. Oops. Okay, let's attach it to this. Oh, we also need a thumb notch here. So excited because in a week my son will be back. Yay! He's got 2 more finals and then he's done. For this semester anyway. Have to figure out kind of where I want this. I want to go over the perforated line as we've talked about 1,000 times, just to sort of help hold it on. Now with something like this, you may have to like tie some twine around it or something in a journal, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll worry about that like once I decide where it's going to go. Just so that it's not, you know, so kind of flopping around or whatever. Get some ink on him. Sometimes inking from the back is easier in certain spots. I don't really know why. Plus it keeps you from like, you know, inking up his whole face or whatever. If you kind of do it from the back a little more. Just a little tip. Alright, what do we want to, I kind of want, you know, a little something else on here. I don't know what, but like I don't know what I want. Problem is I have all Christmas junk out. And everything else buried. See if any of these, I want to find like my labels or something. Oh, a bingo bit might work. Have any these are my bingo bits. You may have seen them in my shop, or you may have them, which if you do, thank you. I so appreciate you guys. I mean, not just because you buy stuff from me, but it does help. I'm not gonna lie about that. That's one of Tracy Fox's labels. You know, words. I just thought it might be good to have him stand on something. I don't know. The problem is that dog. I guess that would, well, it's too tall then. I was going to say might help ground it a little, but I guess we're not going to worry a whole lot about that because he'll just stand at the bottom. I might go ahead and put this on there. Kind of like that blue. So maybe do we want just like something like that? Let's see. can go there. Is this dry? Yes, yay. Maybe I'll just kind of do this instead of tucking it under his shoulder, just kind of wherever. And I'm going to put art glitter glue on him. Thicker pieces just seem to stay down better with liquid glue rather than the glue stick. Holds them a little better. And then just because I want to, if I can get a hold of it, I'm going to put of these on there just for fun. No reason. No holes, but that's okay. And for these you just use a hole punch and then like a, I can't remember the size of that punch. It's just a tiny circle punch to get these kind of hole protectors made out of book page, which are very fun, I think. I think it's a 1/2 inch or something like that. I should put this one over here. Okay, I don't know why. Kind of silly. Alright, so let's cut. I have this paper here from a paper pad that I have. And let's cut a tag, or 2 tags actually, huh? Or 2 type, something like that. Okay. So, let's get this out of the way first. And once I know more about where I am going to use this, I will, I just got a mess. Like decorate the tags and stuff, but I'm not going to worry about that right at this minute. We just need to figure out what size we need. Okay, so roughly 3. We're gonna go with 3. And probably even less than that. Oh my gosh, this one is super tall. I'm gonna cut this top part off. We'll actually go with 2 3/4 just to be safe. I'll show you guys that paper pad. All right. That's a good one because it some of it kind of reminds me of a little bit of Tim Holtz paper. I mean, it's definitely different looking, but it kind of has that feel to it. A whole lot more floral to it. Oh, you know what? I think I glued this really a lot. Oh my word! I'm telling you guys, this whole shaky hand thing. I probably shouldn't have done the hole punch all the way through like that. thumb notch is what I'm trying to say. Got the glue way too far over this way. There we go. Okay, so height-wise, I always do that now to make sure, because you don't know how many times I have made a tag for a pocket and then it doesn't fit. So I know it's kind of annoying to watch me do that, but it's really annoying to make a tag and then it doesn't fit. And like I said, I'll decorate this once I figure out what I'm doing. It doesn't need a lot, like maybe just a focal point of some kind. Another Tim Holtz character or something. The main part was the form. So that will go in there. I was like, did it seriously have a hole in the bottom now? No, you have to put it in the right spot, Amy. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, and then we can use this piece. I like this part up here, so I think I'm going to use that. Because I'll have to put some kind of paper on the back. Like just as a little note spot. Okay, so I'm just going to cut these corners. This is sort of like just doing the little scissor snip on the corners when you do these little bitty ones, but I kind of like them on like journaling cards, if you can get it to line up right. One will go in there. Alright, so there's our form, and let's finish up the flower. So the form is done. Get the words going the right direction. Now I almost don't like that. Isn't that annoying when you do that? Do I want something else, like, look better just like on something like this? I don't know, we can try it. I think it's this that's throwing me off, because it looks out of place with those two other pieces. It just needs something for it to go on, because it just feels like it gets lost, I feel like. Do I like that or this better? I think I kind of just like this little bit of it. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry. You guys are probably like, you're insane. You're probably right. This way. Okay. I think I had that turned a little different, but that's okay. Oh, it was this piece. That's why it felt different. I mean, I do think I have it turned different, but... And I didn't ink this. Am I driving you insane yet? Oh my gosh. Okay. It's a very specific thing, you know? I don't know how else to say it. And then maybe a number. Where are my numbers? Hold on just a second. I found them. I was going to pick 5 because that's what I always pick. But I decided this 7's pretty cool looking and it's 37. And no, doesn't matter. Okay. Oopsie. Almost had that everywhere. That might have to go down. Okay, so that is my flower. All done. And it got gold on there. Is that crazy or what? Those are all dry, but go figure. Alright. It kind of gets flaky, almost like glitter. So it kind of does that. The paint and the ink both do it. It's weird. Okay, so number 37 is flower. And a form is number 38. And so I have my little form booklet. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to do these. So thank you so much if you survived with me this long today. I know some days it's kind of brutal. Okay. All right, guys, a flower and a form. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Can't wait to see what everybody makes, and we'll chat again soon. Love you guys. Bye.